Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video I'm out here doing a little bit of scouting, trying to find myself kind of a unique little spot for, I don't know, like bushcraft adventures and doing some filming and just finding my own little place in the woods where, you know, hopefully I can get away from people and just have a good spot to kind of hang out. But I also thought today it would be a great opportunity to do a review on this Livsn Designs Hi-Wool Fleece. Now it's about 32 degrees out Fahrenheit, literally right at the freezing mark. So it's a good opportunity to get out here, have some, you know, good activity, see how it performs. Now, the first thing I can tell you is, this location is absolutely beautiful. Just really neat, you know, rock formations, nice woodsy area. I got a good trail here, but at some point I'm gonna need to do a little bit of bushwhacking. So we'll see. Just climbing up here, a little out of breath. Gonna take a minute, get my bearings, and we'll move on. So the Livsn Designs mantra, these guys are trying to make sustainable gear that really can be used in a number of different locations, whether you're wearing this to the office or you're out in the outdoors. And the other thing they're doing is really making their garments out of sustainable fabrics. So that's one of the things. Now, I've taken a look in the past at their flex canvas pants. I actually do happen to be wearing those today. And, you know, I'm looking at this like a system, right? So it's not just about the pants, it's not just about the fleece, but as these guys continue to move forward, actually looking at this gear as a system and how it works together. And so far, I'm very comfortable. With the pants, what I can tell you is, anytime you get the combination in the name of flex and canvas, it's going to be comfortable. So these pants are a good option for the outdoor activities. They definitely look great in the office. But today I'm really more focused on the fleece, and that's the first thing you'll see about this fleece. I would call this maybe a little bit on the trendy side. You know, there's a few things about this. You cannot deny the comfort, and you cannot deny the quality. You could debate the style. Personally, for me, I kind of like it. It's not what I would typically wear, but I do think it looks good. This fleece is extremely comfortable. It has excellent movement. The fit is wonderful. They absolutely nailed the fit. And that's the thing. I mean, it's one thing to have a garment that looks good, but when you're intending on using it for the outdoor application, it absolutely has to fit and move with your body. And that's one of the first things that I greatly enjoy. If you look at the length of the sleeves, they got the length of the sleeves absolutely perfect. They got the length of the body absolutely perfect. The ability to put a layer beneath this if you want, but then even their choice of the materials and where the materials land. Like, for example, on the underside, this entire panel all the way up into the underside of the arms is a merino wool. It stretches, it has nice give. It gives like a nice shape to the body and just allows some air flow and ventilation just a little bit. And then the rest of the construction, really great. When you get into the zippers and the quality of the zippers and everything about it, and even the fact that as you unzip each one of these pockets, it is a ventilated pocket. So not only do you get the benefit of the warmth from this garment, but if you need to, you can vent. And I can tell you right now, this is literally the perfect temperature for this. Could I have worn something a little bit warmer? Sure, but this is just about perfect. Now, I do have a real thin long sleeve underneath, polyester long sleeve, basically just to add a little extra layer out here, but temperature-wise and for this type of activity, this is great. So as I mentioned, this fleece is made of a couple of different Polar Tech materials. Now, first is the Thermal Pro High Loft. That's that soft, fuzzy material on the main body. And the PowerTech Power Wool, which is that merino wool that's in all these sort of, you know, underside and the articulated areas within the panels underneath the arms and the side body. So this Thermal Pro High Loft is about 3/4 recycled materials. Now that's important. As I mentioned with Livsn Designs, they're trying to make sustainable garments, and that's all the way through their construction techniques, and literally all the way down to the material choices within each one of the garments. And on top of that, they have, I'm not going to say a full warranty, but if this ever needed repair work, you can send these garments into Livsn Designs and they will make the repairs. So basically, that's really sticking to the overall concept from sourcing materials, construction, overall manufacturing techniques, all the way through the longevity of their gear. They are going to stand by it, and they're going to try to make a product that's sustainable, literally from concept all the way through the entire life of the product. So now getting into all the features of this Hi-Wool fleece, the first thing is, as I mentioned, nicely insulating, completely breathable, and the other thing is it's odor resistant. That's part of the choice of materials on this, is that it is somewhat odor resistant. So as you're using this in outdoor activities, you're sweating, you're building body temperature and trying to regulate that temperature, obviously things are going to start to smell. Well, having a garment that sort of helps with that and is a little bit anti-odor, well, that's definitely a plus. But again, the features, the fit on this is wonderful. I really like the way this fits. I think it's extremely comfortable and it fits my body size well. I'm about 6'1", and this is an extra large. Now, I originally thought a large would work for me. Livsn gave me the, I would say, advice to go with an extra large, just because a lot of their gear is somewhat form-fitting. Now, I'm not an overly large guy, and you'll notice that this extra large fits me reasonably slim. It's not overly bulky, and it doesn't have a ton of extra fabric, so just be mindful of that if you're looking to make a purchase on one of these Hi-Wool fleeces. But getting through it, look at the arm length. That's what I love when a garment, and especially for me where I do have long arms, fits right. I mean, this arm length is perfect. This garment moves with you. It doesn't pull, it doesn't tug, stays right where you need it. All my movements, my cuffs stay exactly where they need to be. Now, if that wasn't enough, you also have these thumb holes, which is nice. Slide your hands in gloves, and at that point, this stays right where it needs to. And getting back to that arm length, even with my hands in these thumb holes, you'll notice that this doesn't really pull or tug. That's just a testament to the overall shape and quality design that goes into these Hi-Wool fleeces. But as we move through, you have that merino wool, as I mentioned, all the way down under the arms and all the way through that body panel, all the way down into this lower cuff. Now the lower cuff, again, just nice and stretchy, comfortable, feels really good, and this material is unbelievably soft. I mean, even for a guy who's like, oh, yeah, well, let's be a tough guy. Hey, not for nothing, but it's nice to be comfortable. So when you have something that's like this and it just feels good, it makes you want to wear it. All the zippers are very nice. They move extremely well. YKK zippers, nice little pulls, little rubber on the end, just very nicely done. And that's also the case for the zippers on these chest pockets. Now, as you look, the entire inside is a mesh, so that's key where it's going to help with breathability. So inside all of the pockets, nice mesh lining, with the one caveat being down below here, this pocket is completely fleece, which I think that's a good thing. If you need to keep your hands warm, the last thing you want is mesh on the inside of a hand warming pocket. You know, all that air and the cold air would just work its way into the hand pockets. So the fact that this hand pocket is all fleece lined, that Hi-Wool being just real soft and comfortable, feels great on your hands. Again, just adding to the overall comfort of this garment. Now, as I mentioned, on the inside, this does have a couple of pockets, so one on each side, just little mesh pockets, gives you the ability to stash some things. Now, I haven't really done that too much yet, but it does give you that option. And the fact of the matter is, on the inside, still that soft fleece lining. Now, there is one little caveat to all this Hi-Wool fleece, and that's the fact that this does shed pretty significantly. I mean, over time, and it's really, I don't know, something just to deal with. In fact, if I grab it here, you'll see on my pants just a good amount of that fleece just shedding off. Now, I've been wearing this fleece at this point for, I would say, 3 weeks straight, and everywhere I go, I mean, this thing's definitely shedding all over me, and you can see at that point, you know, there is a good amount of that fleece that just sheds. So, you know, pros and cons to everything. You know, you can pick a real nice soft material like this and it's going to feel great, but at the same time, it is going to shed. Now, I always love when companies sweat the details, and that's definitely the case with Livsn Designs. Get a load of this. So when you look at this material, like I said, a nice warm garment, yet totally breathable. And as I hold this up to the light, looking through here, you can literally see through the garment. You can see all that light through. That is all breathability. The entire garment is breathable. And that's just amazing. So not only are you getting this absolute benefit to the warmth, but complete breathability through this. It is really spectacular. So even on a day today, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, freezing cold temperature literally, and I'm warm, I'm not sweating, I'm active, I'm moving around, I'm hiking in here, but I'm comfortable. And that's key. Temperature management, warm or cold, is definitely critical. So this to me definitely does the job. And continuing on with some of the details, like for example, this is the cuff that goes on the collar up next to your neck. Just that real soft lining there, nicely done, perfectly stitched. Just gives you good comfort up against your neck and your skin where you want it. That's great. On this, really not a stitch out of place. Now, as I mentioned, I've been wearing this for a while, and you'll see some areas where, you know, it's getting a little bit roughed up, but I mean, that's been on me for days and days and days on end. Looks to me like this is going to stand up. Like I said, just a little bit of that material just kind of pulling a bit and you know, fluffing out just a little bit, but not a big deal. Every little stitch on this, as you look at all the different trims and how many just little design elements they put in this to keep the garment tight and tidy and put together, nice and flat. There is no like protruding stitching or anything like that. Everything is real flat and comfortable and sits against your skin without digging or rubbing. That adds to the overall comfort of the garment. Again, another reason why you just want to wear it. And along the zipper track here, you'll see some more of that merino wool that does two things. One, it really leaves the zipper impenetrable to the wind. So that's nice. When you zip this up, you get that little wind barrier there, but also it again is comfortable against your skin. So you don't have any zippers rubbing up against you, nothing to really dig into you or rub against your skin. Just very, very nicely done. The quality on the stitching everywhere is just spectacular. Very well done, nice and stout. I mean, look at that stitching. That is outrageous. There is like no way this pocket will ever come undone. And again, the stitching where the merino wool meets that high wool. I mean, look at that. Just beautiful, nice and even. Looks great. Flat stitching. Extremely, extremely nice. And in those areas where you may otherwise have trouble, again, they just do a real nice job with all the transitions. So here, all those stitches coming together, nicely reinforced, just beautifully done. That will never ever be a problem. And that's that thumb hole there. And even the fact that the thumb hole is just nicely trimmed out. I mean, they've really sweated all the details. The Livsn logo and their leather patch. Now, I do think one suggestion would be to potentially make a version with a hood. I mean, personally, I love a great hoodie, and I think to put a hood on this would be absolutely wonderful. It's kind of funny, but I think if you were to do that, you'd definitely look like a Sasquatch. But no, in all seriousness, you know, this is great without the hood. I definitely don't blame Livsn for making it the way they did. I just personally really love a good hoodie, and I think this with a real nice like merino wool hood on here would be pretty sweet. So as I continue on today in my journey, I would like to say thank you very much to Livsn Design, who provided this fleece for review. I mean, I'm definitely thrilled to have something like this that's just a good quality piece of outerwear. It looks great, it functions amazing, it's extremely comfortable, extremely. I mean, top 10 most comfortable garments I've had, and I always love a great fleece. So this has been wonderful, and like I said, I mean, you can debate the style, but you cannot debate the quality, the comfort, and the craftsmanship. So great sustainable design, good overall design elements, something that I think is pretty damn stylish, works extremely well in the outdoors, looks good in the office. I think these guys did a really great job. So all right guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.